It should say you're on air.
It does. Yay, it's working. All right, I'm just going to get my phone organized so that I can keep up with chat. Hopefully it works. I can't see chat at all.
Yeah, it looks like no one's here yet. I'll say hello.
Okay, this is my first time and I'm learning, so I can't even see if anyone's here yet.
I just typed in there. There's no one there except me.
Okay.
Oh, Deanna's here.
There we go.
Deanna says hi.
Let me just get chat up now. The only way I can see it is on my phone.
I just typed in there.
Hi, Deanna.
Okay. Deanna's here.
Just
mute it.
Oh, I need to mute myself.
Deanna.
Hi, Krista. Yay. As promised, I'm finally back. I decided today that I would push my hands. They're still really swollen, as you can see. They're not too great, but I decided that I would push my hands today and do a little bit of my fairy junk journal. The pile was so high. I was working on doing three junk journals, one for myself and two others. One is actually for almost kind of like a swap, but it's not really. It's for a Facebook group that Colette has, which is now I have to remember what it's called. It's called Country Creation Swaps on a Facebook group, and I was nominated to do a single signature journal. So that's why, Helen, welcome.
Deanna says she got really excited when she saw that you were going live.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Krista said she's glad you're feeling better to go live.
Oh, yeah, thank you, doll. Yeah, my feet are still really swollen. I'm finding it really hard to walk, but, you know, I'm just rolling with it day by day. So I've actually printed out a digital kit for this one that I'm going to create. And I've done it on different papers, so there's kind of like different textures. I'm sure the camera probably won't show up the textures, but this one's actually like a quite a thick cardstock, and it's quite matted. And it's got like I'm not sure what you call it. On the inside, it's actually quite striped paper. So I love the different textures. You know, the next page is kind of just very thin. It's printed out on I need to know that YouTube's slower. It's printed out on just regular copy paper. And so they're all different. Every single page is different. And this journal kit is a DigiKit from Etsy. And it is Artie Maze's. Now I've got to remember the name.
Hi, Krista. Hi, Helen. And Krista said she was going to email you, but doesn't have to now. Her entry should be there by Friday.
Oh, thanks, darling. Yay. I'm trying to think of the name of the DigiKit, and I cannot remember. But do you know what? When this uploads, I will find it, and I will link it below. But it is absolutely beautiful. It's just beautiful designs, and I absolutely love the pages. Now, when I printed this out, I did do it on one side only. So when you open it, it is clear, usually white cardstock that I've used, or cream cardstock, or whatever it is. It's on the inside, it's clear. Now, this fairy journal is not going to be vintage. It is not going to be distressed as most journals you'll find will be distressed with your vintage photo or your walnut stain or whatever. This one is going to be really colourful because I want it to be like, you know, like a magical fairy garden. I want it to be full of colour and beauty. And so other than that, I have lots of choices of either there's a whole lot of just very thin. I love this paper. It's really beautiful. I found it in a pad at my local like cheaper shop. It was like $5 a pad or something, and it's just really pretty. It's got like the hues of blue, purple, there's orange, there's green, and it's, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it's kind of, it's almost like it's been stained. So that's just really pretty, those colors. So I've got quite a few of that. So the first thing I do when I'm putting together a journal is I've got these pages obviously from the DigiKit, so I'll put them aside, is work out roughly how many pages I want per signature. Now this one's a one signature journal, so I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I don't think I'll include that one, last one. So I have 7 already. I want up to approximately large pages, 15. Now that makes a really chunky signature journal, but I do want it to be, you know, really nice for her to have lots of space to write on. So what I go through is I go through and choose. I definitely want these coloured pages, so I'll go through and choose a couple of each variety of colour. So there's, I don't know where the blue is. I'm sure I'll find it down here somewhere. And my hands, there we go. So there's 4 there. So we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Gee, I might have to delete some of these ones. So then I choose some other things. I've got some beautiful, they're not Edith Holden pages, but they're out of a botanical book. Yeah, and so I choose.
They love the images and the paper is really
pretty.
Pretty.
Thanks, girls. They're real. I really love this one. This is just really pretty. It's got like, I think they're like the African violets and just some wildflowers down the bottom. They're really pretty. So maybe I might have to decrease some of it. I bet you I get further than 15. So maybe this one, which is another botanical one. It's just got, let me get in frame. So that one as well. And then probably I go through and I choose some scrapbooking papers.
So are you just showing how you put together your
how I put it together. So how I choose, I just go through and it's just random. I just choose some, you know, card stock as well. This is not showing. This is actually pinks and purples, and it's kind of like fluffy like clouds. And then on the inside, this is a double-sided one. You always need to make sure if it's up the right way, because I have heard that some of the girls do sew in their signatures upside down. Yeah, imagine doing that. You're working on all that hard work and then you actually sew it in. So, yeah, I'm just going through and choosing a couple of pages. There's a single-sided one and probably that one. And I think we'll choose this one. And then I think that might be it. So I have to put away all these other choices, which is killing me because there's just so many pretty papers. Like you go through and you think, oh, I really like that. So they're the big pages. And then as I go in, I'll put in things like, let me put that up there. So I put in things like my pockets and bags and those kind of things. So I just randomly put them together. So I'll open up the first page. And then I just put in, I usually start with a bigger piece of paper because these are cut down. These are smaller. These two, let me see, the camera's showing it. These two are smaller. There's actually, the scrapbooking paper is larger than the DigiKit. So they're all going to be different sizes. They're not going to be, and I like that. I like a little bit of interest. So I just put them in randomly. And then from there, once we've kind of got a bit of order, then we look at how we're going to fold our pages. Are we going to put tuck spots in them? Are we going to, hi Joyce, welcome sweetie.
Hi Joyce.
You know, are we going to put, like I said, paper bags in, or doilies, or other things like that? Everyone does it differently, putting together their journals. Not everybody does it the same. I like to compile the pages first, so I kind of know roughly what I'm working with. And before I sew in my signatures, I make a cover, obviously, which I will show in another video. Before I sew in my signatures, I like to put in my tuck spots, little pockets, maybe fabric pockets, lace pockets, that kind of thing. I like to do that first before I sew them in. And the reason why is I find it really hard once the book is bulky to actually sew anything in. I put my tags in last after the journal's put together, but that's just how I do it. Other people will design a cover first and then put them in. So tell me, ladies, how have you all been? What have you all been up to? Have you, those that are in Australia, which is Krista, have you had a good, it is Anzac Day here, which is where we remember Gallipoli. It's like Remembrance Day in America, where we remember our soldiers that have fought in war.
Yeah, we do Veterans Day here.
So, yeah, it's a public holiday here. So there's only me home and Maggie, and everybody else has flown the coop in my house and gone to the local RSL for lunch. No, I didn't put that back. I'm just randomly putting in my digi papers.
Deanna said, I'm thinking I wish I would have nominated you to make me one too.
Nominate you to make one for me? Okay. Well, to be honest, Deanna, I've made only 2 journals, 2 in total. One was one was a Christmas journal that the video is actually on my channel. And I so enjoyed doing that. And another one was just a really simple one that I made. I'm a cool mum who does junk journals on YouTube. She had a Dollar Tree challenge, and you had to do it under $15. So that's the very first journal I made, and because in Australia everything is so much more expensive, but I made my things under 17 Australian dollars, and that's the only 2 journals I've made.
Carol Cessna's here. She says, hello, Fiona.
Hi, Carol. Welcome, sweetie.
Hi, Carol.
I'm just putting together my pages now. I was just selecting my pages for a signature, and it is already, without tags and everything, quite thick. I don't know if you can see how thick that is, but that's pretty thick for a signature without tags and pockets and embellishments. And I try not to over embellish, but I have a tendency to like my embellishments.
Fiona, Joyce says, Fiona, I did that too.
Make it too thick? Yeah. You know, some of the pages, and I've had to do that before when I made the Christmas ones. Some of the pages that I did decorate and everything, I had to take out. You know, you have to realize that one signature can only be so much. And I do like them chunky, but, you know, you want the person to be able to write on them.
Yeah, exactly.
A good thing for I did see with a chunky journal is people make what's called a dashboard, and basically what it is kind of like a thick bit of like chipboard, and they pretty much decorate it with paper, and sometimes people put like a felting underneath it so it's quite soft, and you slide that under each individual page, and it gives a real flat writing surface.
Oh, she was talking about the Dollar Tree challenge.
She did the Dollar Tree challenge. Oh, awesome. So now I've got my pages. We'll just quickly, there is a few things that in here that came with the DigiKit that I've got in this little envelope. So I will get a couple of those out and show you, and we will slide those into where they go. Okay, we have some little pockets that came, which I've already kind of cut out those kind of things. I just have to work out where I want them and glue them on. Okay.
And then Deanna says, I have never made one, but love all the journals I've seen you ladies have made. I've always loved, you know, when I was younger, I used to write poetry and, you know, those kind of things, a bit of a diary, that kind of thing. And I really love, you know, recording memories. And so the one that I'm going to make, this is not the one I'm going to make for myself. Sierra has heard about the one I'm going to make for myself. It's going to be huge. Yeah.
And my idea is with that is that I am going to write down my memories, you know, happy memories from childhood and funny things and just all things through my life, so that I've got something for my boys I've got 3 boys to leave behind, and something that they've got that they can, you know, read stories about mum and what happened. Okay, here's the rest of them.
They can read it to their kids from then on. You know, it would just be, it's a really good idea. I really like the idea that you're going to do that.
Yeah, I do. I think, you know, I think it's a good thing to have something that people can read. I mean, we all aren't going to live forever, right? So when it comes to our children, it's nice to think that they've got something, you know, that they can hang on to, and reflect on, you know, what mum and, you know, was like, and what her life was like, and what her happy memories are. Okay, I'm just pulling out random cards and things now. Okay, some of these.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, that's about it.
Oh, Krista said that she's, other than doing her horses, she must admit that she's hooked on making journals too.
Oh, once you start,
Yeah.
I find, do you find that, Sierra?
Oh yeah, they're very addicting. I love.
Very addictive.
I've never actually made a full journal. I've only made the mini ones, but
Yep.
I love making them. I mean, the one I'm making now is the first full one.
I think there's so much variety, you know, so many different ones that you can do, and just getting out all the little bits that came with the kit. I don't know where my tags are, but they might be somewhere else. Okay, so these are my other bits and pieces. So these are all the little, you get quite a lot actually. She's got, this kit comes with like little journaling cards and little pockets that you just fold down the crease line, and that makes your little pocket to put little tags either that come with the kit or ones that you want to make. There's quite a few of those. There's little envelopes, which they've been sitting, I've done these so long ago, little envelopes that I just need to glue. You can either glue or leave them open. They're little flaps. There's some larger ones. So I'm going to use some of those in here. And I've done, I don't know if you watched my previous video where I did my apology and update. I've done massive amounts of journal cards and so on.
Patricia,
hi, Patricia. Welcome, sweetie. I'm just going through just some of the things, how I choose my pages. It was just a random choice. I don't know if you've made a journal before, Patricia, but I can't remember. There's so many YouTubers that are so talented. Do you find that, Sierra? I have found.
Yeah. I find if I watch too many videos, I get overwhelmed because I want to make everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I've got a piece of vellum here, which is patterned. I really like this. I think I might add that in as well, because that's really nice texture. It's got gold flowers on it. So I might just slide that in here behind one of these pages. So let's see how in the end when I finally finish it.
So what I do now is I'll go through and I'll work out where I want some of these little pockets. And I do have my scoreboard, and I've ordered Sierra another two score tools because I can't find mine. And so Sierra knows I have been using, when you can't find your score tool, in here somewhere. Oh no, it's in the other one, the big one. I have been using a massive big paper clip.
Yeah. Patricia says she loves journals too.
Awesome. Why does I was going to ask you, why does YouTube say message retracted?
Oh, that's when somebody writes a message and then they like spelled something wrong or whatever, so they can decide to take it off.
Oh, okay.
So that person has decided to delete it, like because they spelled something wrong or they.
Oh, okay.
Or something.
So I'm just quickly scoring along these lines to make the pockets, and I'll just. Probably not the best scoring tool is a large paper clip, but it works. Okay, that one's not very straight, but never mind.
Yeah, Patricia, it's me, Sierra, with me.
That is Sierra. That is the wonderful Sierra. So I'll just go in and I'll show you just quickly a couple of them of how I do it. So I think on this one, actually, I might put a bigger envelope on the first page. Okay, here we go. This one's really pretty. So you have a choice when you do envelopes. You can either glue down that side, but when you've got a pretty pattern like this, I would never do that. So what I do is I would glue down just the sides of the envelope. And you can either use glue or score tape, whatever's easier. And I have both, so I actually might use my score tape. And big pockets like this, when they're actually like a DigiKit. See, look, I'm ripping it with my hands. I tend to, when I did another one, I put them over the edge, like the flap sits over the edge of the page.
Yeah. Yeah,
so you're showing both sides of the envelope. So that's the first thing I do. I don't know how everyone else makes it. How do you make yours, Sierra? Do you choose pages and then do pockets? Or how do you do it?
Are you putting that pocket on the page?
No, I'm just putting the pocket together, and then I'm going to clip it over the edge of the page so I know that that page has got something on it. And I'll just, at the moment, I'll embellish probably a paper clip down the road, like later.
Oh yeah, that's how I do mine. I just kind of set it over the side of the page and just kind of leave it there.
So that's it. That's together. And so just so I know when I go through my book that each page, you know, I like something to be on, whether it be I've stenciled on a page or I've stamped on a page, a blank page that I'm going to leave for writing, whatever. I like to know that there's something on each page. Mm-hmm. So might do it this way. So there's a little pocket there. Oops.
Yeah.
These are really cute paper clips too. I don't know where I got them from. They're a little envelope and they've got like a little heart.
Oh, how cute.
Aren't they cute?
Yes.
Just bear with me with my hands because my hands don't like to work at times. There we go. So there it is sitting on the page.
I love the different shape paper.
So I will probably put like a little bit. I'll just show you quickly. I've got, where did I put them? Okay, down here it is. I have a little container here and I limited myself. You'll be proud of me, Sarah. I limited myself to a couple of bits of fibers and embellishments and you know me, I tend to have 50 million things on my on my desk, and then I can't choose what I want. So those two.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I was just telling you that Nikki's here.
Who's here? Sorry.
Nikki's here from Carson's Cat.
Oh, hi. Hi, Nikki. How are you, sweetie? So all I'll do to embellish this, excuse me, is grab my scissors. Just cut off a little bit. I'm just putting a little bit of, it's glittery tulle and a little bit of purple glittery ribbon. So I'll just cut a little bit of that off. Probably I've got too much there. And then I'll get my paper clip. And because it's a fairy journal, of course, it's going to be glittery.
Yeah.
Sparkly and pretty. Yep. So I'm a bit slow with my hands, but I get there. Okay. And what we might do on this one is I have even limited myself with embellishments. I am so proud of myself. I might get a little flower. See if I can find one in this little box here. Okay, I want a little pink one, or maybe a little button might be cute.
Also, don't forget to tell the ladies about your challenge if they haven't seen your video.
Oh, yes. I totally forgot about that. I know Krista said she's sending something in. All right, so I'll just put a little button on this. I've got my hot glue gun for that. Anything that's got fabric or material, I tend to hot glue. I find that it's just easier for me to use the hot glue. And now I just need to find my hot glue stick because, wait a minute, it is here. There we go.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker just to do that.
Yeah, and I just find it holds things like buttons and, you know, that kind of thing on a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree.
So I just do a little dab of hot glue and then I'll stick the hot glue has gone everywhere. I'll stick my button on. Get rid of that hot glue that's gone onto the other part. Come on, hands. Okay, so there we have it. It's stuck, and that's my first little paper clip. Rightio. I have, there we go, that's better.
Oh, that's sweet.
So I might just cut that down because it's, you know, later on, if it's too big, it's probably sticking out way too much. So I might just cut that now. Just a little bit shorter. There we go. So that's it. That's the first little paperclip embellishment envelope that's on the first page. So I'll move all that over there because I'll end up with a whole heap of things. So just to let you know about my challenge, thanks for reminding me, Sarah.
Yeah.
I have a challenge going at the moment which is called Your Favorite Thing. And basically it is exactly what the title says. You can create absolutely anything you like. Whether it be, for example, a couple of little tags if that's something that you enjoy working, or maybe if you like working with paper, you know, a little flip book, or if you like working with material and laces, maybe a couple of little flowers or a little pocket, or, you know, whatever it is that you enjoy. If it's mixed media, you know, a mixed media tag or something like that. So it's open until, I did say originally the 11th of next month, being May, but I'm not going to draw it until 6 days later, which is actually the day that I will have money, because the first prize is $50 in your currency, whatever your currency is. So, Australian dollars are pretty bad when it comes to most countries. So that's why I did it as $50 in your currency. So that's first prize. And second prize is $30 in your currency. So I will draw it on, what did I say? On the 17th, which I think is a Thursday. Well, it will be the Thursday. I'm sure it's the 17th. And I will pay that. Whoever wins that, it will be paid into their PayPal. So there's still enough time, if you wanted to make. And the reason why I say examples of those tags or mixed media things or little lace flat things is I wanted, if people wanted to enter, I wanted it to be affordable. I don't want it to be something that someone thinks, it's going to cost so much for postage. If you make it as flat as possible, postage, obviously costs a lot less. So
yeah, it's pretty inexpensive to mail, and international still has time. They just should probably get it in by the end of this week, and it'll probably reach you definitely on time.
So all you have to do if you're interested is just email me at, it's all lowercase, it's Princess, and everyone that knows me is like, okay, yes, she's a princess.
Yeah.
Princess Fiona Jane, which is FionaJane @gmail.com. So yeah, it's as simple as just emailing me, and I will send you off my address. And yeah, so I'd love whoever, it'd be great to get everyone to create their favorite thing. And I didn't want to say, create whatever. I wanted it to be something that everyone enjoys, and I love all sorts of crafts and art and creating. So yeah, it's great to see what everybody loves to make.
Yeah, and it's
so thank you, Kiara, for that reminder.
Oh yeah, no problem, honey.
So then
nice to have a piece of everybody's art. It's really nice to have that for inspiration and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And it is. I get so inspired by so many ladies on YouTube. I am like, wow. I think since my health has really declined in the last year, and I've spent most times in bed, I don't know how many thousands of YouTube videos I've watched. You are so inspiring. And it's hard to watch everyone, and I don't know about you, but I'm finding that YouTube is not giving me all those notifications. And so I miss a lot of people. And then every now and then I'll stumble across something, as it comes up recommended. And I think, I'm subscribed to them and I've hit the bell. Why didn't I see that, a month ago?
Yeah.
So what was that, Sarah? Sorry?
Oh, it's frustrating when those.
Oh, yeah, it is. I'm like, seriously, do I have to do that? So on this thicker cardstock, on these thicker pages, this is probably where I would put, say on this one, because it's thicker, I would probably put a fabric pocket or a lace pocket, because it's less bulky. If I put it on, put something else bulky on it, the page becomes too thick. So let me just give you an example. I've got a little bit of strips of fabric here and there and some lace. Okay, I've got this really pretty one that I was sending off to someone. So what I'll do is I'll just work out which part of the fabric that I want. Do I want a side pocket? And I do my sewing at the last. I organize all my pages. I might tap them down with lightly tap them down with glue, and then I will go to the sewing machine right at the last minute before I sew in all my signatures. So I go around not all my tags, but the tags that I want, and the pages that I want. So with this one, I think I might show this really pretty fabric here, and I am not the straightest cutter, and I do have a rotary cutter somewhere, but I won't
Paula's
get that, madam.
here. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula. How are you, sweetie? Welcome. So I might watch the good cutting skills, ladies. I cannot, there's a straight line here, and let's see how well I cut it, because I am absolutely hopeless. When it comes to, when I used to do, like, make clothes and make the boys' clothes when they were younger and that, I'd pin down a pattern, and seriously, I struggled to cut around it. I'm that bad at cutting. Okay, so get rid of that bit. Yep, see, I didn't cut it straight.
It's fine.
And then what I might do, because it's a bigger piece, I might actually double it and have it up this way. Yes, that's what I'll do. So what I'll do is I'll just work out the size of my, roughly the size of my pocket. And I'll just do a side pocket on my page. And then I will lightly get the fabric glue. And I don't know what other people use, what fabric glue. I think most people use that Fabri-Tac or Fabrifix, or, but here I use just a Helmars, which is an Australian brand, fabric glue, and oh, it's like, it's so tacky. It's hard to stick down. So I try not to do it right on the edge, because that's where I'm going to sew, and I don't want glue getting into my needle. So I just, oh, it's not very straight, and I haven't ironed it. So I just do that, and I like leaving the, like, all these, and I will usually go around and pull them off, you know, all the ends, to just give it a bit of a frayed. I just like that look.
Yeah.
And so that pocket is basically tacked down, and then I will go around and I will stitch it on the edges. And I will just turn this over quickly and try, without cutting my paper, to cut the edge of my fabric. And of course, I can always go back and, you know, after I've sewn it, and fix it up.
Yes, I love your collaging. You guys, Fiona does crazy quilting, and it's absolutely amazing.
I have a couple of, okay, and I will get out this, which is huge. It's not all tags, so let me take out the bags and the napkins. But this is full of, let me show you some of the things, the tags and things that I've been working on for the journals, because like I said, I'm doing 3. So this is actually one of that Sierra's talking about. Let me see if I can get it into frame properly. Can you see that okay? Am I in frame?
Let me look. You want to go up over to towards the camera, or the other way?
This way.
Yeah, and then up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, there you are. Yeah, that's so beautiful.
So this is actually a pocket. Oh, gee, I can see my hands are shaking. This is actually a pocket, and what I've done is, because I love crazy patchwork, I absolutely love it, and I cannot hand sew anymore. It's just really difficult because of my hands. So I wanted that style when it came to, because previously I've made, even though I said I've only made 2 junk journals, I have made scrapbooking journals with fabric crazy patchwork covers for several friends and my granddaughters and so on. So I've made quite a lot of those, and they were all hand pieced together with every piece of fabric and embellished. And I can't do that anymore. So now that I'm doing junk journals, I wanted the same kind of look. So I just pieced together fabrics and lace and embellishments and then ribbons and so on. And then I put it together and I just tack it down with a glue stick. And then I'll check it. I sew
And then
every single individual piece.
Yeah.
So you probably can't from the camera from the front of it see that there's stitching on every single piece, but that's the back of it. So that kind of gives you an idea. And I just go around each piece and each square, and I did that in my Christmas junk journals. And so it's kind of in between a remnant crazy patchwork. So that's the pocket.
Everybody's saying how gorgeous and beautiful and pretty it is. It's completely stunning.
Oh, thank you. So that's actually going to go in here in this journal. I have a few others that I've created that I haven't quite sewn together. But this whole box is full of journaling cards. Hang on. Oh, gee, I'm really not got this camera right. Journaling cards. That's actually, this journaling card has got, and like I said, I love textiles. That's my first love before paper. So this has got velvet glued to cardstock, and then a embellishment, a tag from a paper pack that I got, and then I've embellished it with lace and everything. And so this one I will put it through the sewing machine at the end and sew around it.
Everybody completely loves it.
This one's kind of like I'm going to do a little pocket with, and this is made out of, let me see if you can see it. This is made out of vintage wallpaper. And isn't it cute? I fussy cut around. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. This is vintage wallpaper, the actual little fairies. The background is scrapbooking paper.
Wow. So they love all the colors, and it's luscious. Everybody just loves it. It's beautiful.
These are glassine bags. Well, they're actually, I bought them off eBay, and they're actually they are glassine bags, but they are made for like banknotes, I think. They're that kind of size. So I haven't finished. I want to actually, with the little stamps here in the corner, I just want to put something there, maybe a little fairy or something. So all I've done is glued some glittery tulle over it, edged it with ribbon, and then to hold the flap down, I have put a little embellishment there and some little feathers. They're pink and white feathers. So I try and do like a bit of variety of everything, so that not every single thing is the same. This is a little pocket that will go, say, in the middle, like one on each side of a page. It has like, little embellishments here that say "Wish upon a star." It's got a little lace pocket here to put like a little tag or some tickets in. This side's got like a little flower with some cheesecloth that I've inked up in pink. Like I said, it's got no vintage. There is absolutely no vintage look to this fairy journal. Little butterfly. And then on the other side, I have decoupage, like a napkin.
Everybody.
And I love that little birdie. He's just so cute.
Yeah.
He's adorable. And that was like a little mini napkin that somebody had sent me. And you know what? I think, I'm just trying to think who it was. Oh, I think I'd done a swap with someone, and they had sent me some napkins.
Yeah.
And, there's things like this where I've done the watercolor tulips. I did them on watercolor paper, and then I cut them out and put them on some paper that I had just kind of, I think that's, no, it's actually not watercolor. The background is Distress Oxides.
That's super sweet. I love that.
So there's little tuck spots like this that will be going in. So this one says Enchanted. I think it's got a fairy, and it's got, I've made these itty bitty, thank you, made these little itty bitty tassels. And I made them, I had like some coloured just safety pins, and that's a purple safety pin. So I just made a really itty bitty tassel.
I like those.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of purples and pinks because, you know, I really love pink. If you know me, you know I love pink. So, you know, there's lots of different bits and pieces. But like I said, this one is only meant to be a single signature journal. So that's going to be the challenge, to keep it not too bulky and what to choose. So, yeah. So this is a little booklet. You know, that adding like little booklets in it are really good to add extra journaling space. So this is just pink cardstock. It's not really thick cardstock, which is good. And I've just gone around with washi tape on the edges. I've added some lace. And, oh, it's a lace trim, and it goes around to the back as well. And then I actually sewed it like a signature type thing. Little heart on the top, and inside it has little butterfly papers. There we go. I'll open it out. So it has just like little butterfly lined paper, like a whole lot of, there's probably about 8 sheets or something in there. So it's like a little journal book.
Yes. I know. I love Fiona's work. It's so inspiring to me. I love her work. I love all the colors.
Of course, a fairy journal has to have unicorns.
Yeah.
So that's just like, this one is really quite thin, so I haven't finished this one. This one needs to be, in order to write on this, I need to back it on a piece of cardstock. See, it's just quite flimsy metallic paper. So I'll either back it on cardstock or I'll back it on some of that coloured paper that I was showing in the beginning. So that's just got like a lot of trims and, you know, feathers and some sari silk at the top, the purple sari silk, and there's a metal embellishment which does make the top heavy. That's why I need to back it on something a lot thicker.
Yeah, everybody's loving it. Everybody says everything's beautiful.
So, you know, this is just like a little bit of a, what do I put in mine? It will take me a little bit of time to kind of work out some of the things that I'm going to put in it. Like I've found some pieces of fabric which are perfect here. I'll show you in a second. I'll just get out a couple of, because my actual journal is going to be quite large. So these pages, I need to go for the little smaller ones that I've made. And some of them, like I said, I got a DigiKit. There is so much you can get off a lot of free sites. You just need to be careful, I find, what is copyright free. And of course it's really hard and there's so many iffy areas, but there are a couple of sites you can go to where the actual, like 2 of them are that I use, are called the Old Design Shop. And if you go on there, they have categories that you can search through, and you can search through, you know, like I said, you can search through fairies, you can search through garden, botanicals, you can search through vintage ladies, whatever it is that, you know, you're looking for. They've got quite a lot of free images. And then the other one is so there's the Old Design Shop, and then there is the, is it the Design Fairy or no, it's not that. Gee, I always get stuck on that one. Does anybody know? Because I can't remember exactly.
Well, I know Pinterest has a lot of stuff on there, but
Pinterest does, but
copyrighted,
the hard thing with Pinterest I've found you can spend, I mean, hours looking through and I always go to the original site that image came from to double check that it is copyright free. Now, lots of times that's hard, and if I'm not sure, I don't use it. I just seriously will not use it. Particularly if, you know, you get to the point where you think, oh, you might want to, I mean, if you're showing your images on YouTube, you need to be really careful that you are using copyright-free images. And like I said, it can get really confusing. So I don't use anything that I'm not 100% sure, which is why I think I just started with some of the well-known people that I know that sell the DigiKits that design themselves. Yeah, I think I'm a bit safer there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just an idea of some of the things that I put into the journal. Like I said, this challenge is going to be so many pretties and only one signature. So that's the challenge for that one. So in that one, obviously, I will put in this pocket, the fabric pocket, I will put like some journaling cards. Usually on the vellum, I will put on a little envelope. Remember that little mini envelope that I designed, Sierra?
Yes.
I can't remember the size. I've lost the paper. I don't have an envelope punch board. And so Sierra and I were just on Hangouts the other week, and I was like, I wanted to make it for a flip book I was doing. So I wrote it down, but, you know, that's why I've got that clipboard now to write things so that they don't go missing. So I can't remember the size, but I'll probably make like a little envelope that might go on the corner. Put in a little, I've made a little itty bitty, but they're so tiny, they're probably about 1 inch small little booklets. Just to add a bit of interest. So I'll leave that page for now. So on this green one, which is light copy paper, it's quite thin. I can add excuse me, something on that, or I can leave that plain, do a bit of stamping, which I probably might do on that page. I might leave it. I've got some new, and I've also got my fairy die cut finally came that I was waiting for, and she is just beautiful.
Krista said that she's been over to the old design shop. They have great images.
Yeah, they do. Excuse me. Let me just have a drink of water. I'm sure it's the Design Fairy, the other one. Old Design Shop and the Design Fairy. I think it is. So this kit also came with these tags, which I've inked up with Distress Oxides, and they come with a perforation in the middle, and they're designed to put in the either side of one page. And so I've inked them up with my Distress Oxides because that's all I've got. I only have one normal Distress ink. I decided to go for the Distress Oxides. And so one side's pink and one side's Distress green, and I distressed the backs so you can write on them. So there are 2 of those, and they're both the same. So, you know, I'm not going to put, I don't like repeats in a journal. I'm just like that. So I will put that in the middle of, like, say, one of the signatures like this. And I thought there was another one, but I can't seem to find it. So that's okay. So that will go in, and then just punch the hole, put in my tag, put in my fibers, and that's easy writing space for that one. On the back, you know, you can leave it plain so that people can write on it, or you can do little pockets. So many different options of what you can do. There are so many different things that people are coming out with lately.
Yeah, there is.
Like a lot of people have been working with, you know, your Project Life cards. I don't know if you ladies have seen the tutorials lately. I think Wendy's oh, what's her name? Wendy's Junk Journals, I think it is.
It's like Wendy's
Or Junk Journal Adventures.
Yeah.
Is it Wendy's Junk Journal Adventures or Journal Adventures? Wendy's been using the Project Life cards or say journal cards, and because sometimes when you get a pack of Project Life cards, you don't necessarily like some of them. So she's been covering them with like botanicals and making like little flip books and little envelopes, and oh, she's so clever. And so has Gail. Oh gee, I'm really horrible at surnames. Gail, I think it's Costanelli. And so has, there's so many. They're just so clever. And I know what I haven't put in this journal, which I wanted to put. So I will show you. I got this absolutely gorgeous music book from a secondhand bookstore. And it's hard to get in because it's so big. And it's called I Love Music. And it is, oh, look, it's shiny. That's probably better to put it back like that. It is got little drawings through it. It's so cute.
Oh, that's
It is the Graphics Fairy, Deanna. Thank you, darling. The old design shop and the Graphics Fairy. Thank you, darling. It is. And so these pages are just gorgeous for a music book. It's got little elves drawn and fairies, and I love it. And, of course, like, look at this image. Like, of course, it's under copyright. So I can't copy it, but I can. So it's a one-off. And even the music, they're actually, this is called The Beautiful Garden, The Little Red Door, The Winding Pathway. Like, it's all designed for fairies in mind, all the music. Yeah, Patricia Veramontes, she is awesome. She does everything, any conceivable pocket, page, tuck, anything with her biggest thing she works with is book pages. She is the book page queen.
Yes, she is.
She's awesome. And my favorite at the moment, like I watch all of those ladies, but my favorite at the moment for a long time is Deanna and not Deanna, sorry, D-A-N-I. So how do you say that?
Danny.
Deanny? Yeah. Junk journals and more. You have to, if you like pretty things and pretty junk journals, you will love her. She is amazing. She does, oh, she's taught me so much. She does the things like, I will show you in a minute with some of the tags, like the glossy accents on things and the sparkles and she just has added, she's really pretty journals. So let me flip through this quickly. So it's got like, you know, all of these. This is so cute. Like, how adorable is that drawing?
Yeah.
Fairyland. I love it. So I will just choose a page out of this. I think I might choose them. Oh, look, this one's elves on on mushrooms. I might choose that one and put that one in. It's got it's double page. I've got to get the center. So I'll take the staples out. And, of course, this is going to be bigger than my page. So I'm going to have to do it sideways. Yeah, I really like that one. So this is the one. So I have to put music sheets in it.
Oh, yeah, I can't forget our music sheets.
So I will just get, let me see, I'm still going to have to trim it down because it's going to be larger. Yeah. And my paper trimmer is so blunt. I've ordered 2 new blades and they should be coming probably Monday. Because we had a public holiday today being Wednesday, I can't see that they'll get here before then. Yeah. I don't know how everybody else's blades last, but mine have hardly lasted at all.
Do you have a Fiskars trimmer or what do you have?
It's a Kaisercraft trimmer. It was like $43 and it's only like a thin little, only like a small trimmer.
Oh.
But
yeah, I have a Fiskars trimmer and it
didn't cut at all. So I should have not moved it, but never mind. I'd love to get one of those ones that I've seen people have where they've got like a board that folds out and it does the whole 12 by 12. Like, you know, the whole board is 12 by 12.
Yeah.
That would be awesome because then you're not having to use that arm. Yeah, it needs to be trimmed down just a little bit more for the page. So I'll just take the edge off that.
Yep.
And so everything that I and the edges, instead of using like a vintage color, because I want to make it colorful, I'm choosing to distress it with my colored inks that I've got. So I've got, you know, the pinks, purples, greens. I got probably maybe 8 or so different ones. They are so expensive here in Australia. They're like $10 for a distress ink.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Sarah knows everything in Australia is expensive. I'm sure it's the same over there for you.
No, it's not
in New
that
Zealand.
bad. Oh,
New Zealand's probably just as bad as us, I think, for craft supplies.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you pay so much. It's crazy.
It's not.
So I'm going to choose this page that has the little toadstools and the frogs on it, and then on the other side it has the little fairy.
Patricia Stubbs, I think it's just Junk Journals and More is her name, not.
Yeah, it is just Junk Journals and More. Yep. No, don't put a name in, just Junk Journals and More. Sorry, darling. Danny, her name is. Sorry. Now, see, you're right. You get on here and you forget the words, you forget everything. What is it with YouTube?
I don't know. I think it melts our brains or something. Huh?
It's like your brain goes into a different gear. Now, I probably will need to cut this down even more, but that's okay. I can do that later. So we might just put that one. Might just put that one in there. So what kind of journals does everyone, when you look at Junk Journals, what kind of journals do you like? Do you like the vintage ones? Do you like, you know, what themes? If you were to make your favorite journal, what would it be? What about you, Sierra?
For me, it's the vintage, shabby, chic look, but a vintage is my favorite. But I really like the vintage sewing theme. I really, really like that.
See, that was the first one that I started. And I confess, I started that, 10 months or more ago.
Yeah.
And I started about a year ago and I left it. I wasn't happy with it. I didn't like it. So all the pages and everything are in a great big box and I never finished it.
Yeah, I've never done, I mean, I made a ton of ephemera, but I never made them on.
Oh my goodness. $13.50 for a Distress Oxide. Oh, that is cruel. That's criminal.
Yeah, that is crazy.
$13.50. Oh my goodness.
And she's in the UK. You're in the UK, Nikki?
No. She's in New Zealand. Aren't you in New Zealand?
Oh.
She's originally from the UK. So vintage, shabby chic. Oh, you do a Gone with the Wind one, Joyce. Awesome.
Oh,
so I have a little gift bag here. Yeah, I thought you were in New Zealand. Wow. So this gift bag I'm going to cut up. I got it from a cheap dollar store. It has a little tag which I didn't realize was ripped, but that's okay because I can cut that off. So it has like a little tag with it. And I'm going to enjoy fussy cutting around this and then gluing it to my page. Or actually what I could do is cut around, see if it fits. Not quite. So I'd have to cut it down, cut around the green and it will make a perfect long pocket for a long tag. So I might do that.
Oh yeah.
So I don't have the best scissors, but that's what I mean. You can use, so I'll pull it apart down the bottom. You can use so many different things. Because I like, I wanted it to be a fairy garden journal. I wanted it to have, unicorns or whatever in. And I found, oh dear, this is hard, my hands. I found that a lot of the unicorn things out there were real cutesy, like kitty kind of, and I didn't want it to be kitty looking. I wanted it to be pretty. So I began looking for alternatives. So the first one I came up with was that a paper plate. Let's see if I can find it.
Those images are
they were so cute, weren't they? I think I fussy cut it out and put it somewhere, but I think I don't think it's in here. I think it might be over here. But it is super gorgeous. And yeah, no, it's not handy at the moment. That's okay. I can show it later. So yeah, I found a dinner plate that had a really pretty unicorn on it, and I just used that. I cut out the picture and I stuck it down onto a tag. I think the tag should be in here. Hang on. Quick flip.
Everybody really likes the Gone with the Wind theme, and Patricia likes the vintage grunge theme.
Patricia likes what? Oh, the grunge vintage. Well, Patricia, you would love. Did you see my Christmas journal? Because that was vintage grunge Christmas journal. It was real grungy. Yeah, here's another one I fussy cut out. But where is that cute little? I'm sure she's in here somewhere. She's just hiding. Yep, no, I don't have it. Okay. Never mind. But it's cute. Take my word for it. It's very cute little unicorn. And the other thing you can use, before I cut out this unicorn, is I came across these. They're actually pockets for DVDs or CDs. And they're colourful. So they came in like green, purple, I think pink and yellow. I think there was 3 or 4 colours, can't remember. So I thought to myself, perfect. They have a little flap here, and it is perforated with holes. So I'll just get my scissors. So I don't know if you can get these where you live, but I thought these would be perfect for an inside pocket. So you just take the holes out, and I can organise to sew in my signature like that through and have them, like they will obviously be loose, but I can put a reinforcement around it to make it smaller.
Yeah.
And so I can just put it on a page. And with this, I've just done quickly, and I'm not leaving this because this is for a vintage one. But, you just slide in a little tag or something, and you put them in, and it makes like 2 little pockets. And you can embellish the pockets or do whatever you like. Put in plain paper, but that will sit like here in the middle, or you can put it up the top. So I could do, instead of doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, like I don't have to turn it around the page to get, I would probably do maybe a 4. I'd have to work it out. I put it at the top or the middle, or I could do an extra hole in the center of it, like just punch an extra hole, and have that as pocket. So when you flip it, it's got 2 little pockets in it. So I thought that was pretty cute. So that's just something extra that I'm probably going to add into them. But these are really cute. These are like little, this is with the DigiKit. This is like a little booklet. And so you know, you can just have it as it is, or you can add little pages in it. Look at that owl, isn't he adorable?
Oh, yeah.
He is so cute. And it's got like little journaling lines on the back.
That's super cute.
That's so cute. So yeah, lots of options when it comes to tags and pockets and bags and everything. So I'll go back to fussy cutting my quickly. Well, not fussy cutting, but cutting quickly my little unicorn, who part of him was on the fold of the bag, but there's a crease there, if you know what I mean, where the bag actually bends. But that won't matter for a pocket. And I could always put like a bit of something on the back to strengthen where the fold was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's roughly cut out. I'll put the rest of him down here. Now I can use that, don't cut off that little bit of rope or string that they use for the holder. I told you my hands aren't good, but I'm managing.
Nice.
And then just so work out the size of my page. So that would look really cute on the green background, I think. And then just roughly, hopefully my poor little blade on here will work, and I can hang on, let me just plug in my phone. I just heard, oops, my phone's going flat. Sorry. So that just kind of gives you some of the ideas of just some of the things that you can put. You can put anything you like into your journals, like it's your journal. Of course, because I cut this out roughly, now I haven't got a straight edge. Oh, it cut. Yay, first go.
Joyce loves the shabby.
She loves the shabby, yeah.
Shabby vintage, yeah.
I want to make a shabby, after I do my fairy one, I want to make one that I can write in that I probably don't necessarily want everyone to read, that I'm not going to leave for my kids. I want to make a elegant lady, like Victorian type lady, kind of shabby one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be beautiful just to have. Michelle Scott did one that, I fell in love with. And I think she called it something like elegant. Oh, and it, you know what? It was one of her tomes, and it was one of the last. It's like for ages it didn't sell. I said, "Oh, it's waiting for me. It's waiting for me." But of course, because they're so heavy, the shipping would have killed me.
Yeah, they are really expensive.
I might just take a little bit more off this one on this side. Oops. I'm going to make him a little bit centered. There we go. And then, so he's big enough to either do one or two things. I can put it, let me just move it so you can see it a bit more. I can either put it flat on the page like that and put some score tape. But what I do like to do is for a pocket, so it gives it a bit more give, get my scoreboard and my massive paper clip, because I'm still waiting on, since I've lost my score tool. And then I will just go down and probably score it 1/4 of an inch. No, maybe 3/8 of an inch. And my scoreboard is not very long, so I have to then do that for the bottom. And I'll turn it up this side and just do the other end. And the reason why I do that is so that I can turn it over and make a bit more of a sturdier pocket with it. so that when someone puts something in it, it's not going to fall off, and pull it, it's not going to come off the page. So I just fold those over. And then I just cut. Oh, gee, my hands. See, I think I'm almost after I do this pocket, I think it might be it for today because I can feel my hands. I know it's not very long, ladies, but I am going to come back hopefully tomorrow and do my tutorial that I wanted to do, or not tutorial, more of how to, an alternative to using Mod Podge to put napkins and wrapping paper on how to make envelopes and so on.
Yes, I can't believe that.
And making it sturdy so it doesn't rip. So I'm hoping tomorrow I'll do that after I watch beautiful Sierra's. It is tomorrow, isn't it? You're live.
Yeah, but since I'm having internet issues, it will be on Laurel's channel. But
okay.
Yeah,
so I just take with this, just to reduce the bulk, I'm sure most of you know, I just take it on an angle and I cut where that square is, I cut a little bit more off it and then a little angle it that way so it looks like that. And I do that for both parts at the bottom. And that just reduces some of the bulk so that you don't have, a massive bulky piece of folded over. And then I just get my circle punch, which is somewhere up here. I'm sure I put it here. Oh, no, that's the flower punch. Actually, no, that does a corner, so it won't work. I was just thinking I could have done a, do you know what? I can't find it. That's okay. I can do it later. So what I'll do is I just get you have two options. You can either use wet glue or you can use fabric glue, or three options, or you can use score tape. I like to use, on this because it's quite thick, I like to use score tape and a little bit of wet glue. It just makes it a bit more sturdier. Just need to fold them down a bit more because it's quite thick and my hands don't like doing this. So Laurel's channel tomorrow, is that,
yes.
Do you know what she's making?
No, I don't know yet. I'm going to be still working on my needle book.
Oh, you're working on your needle book? Did you all see Laurel Forever Purple Creations? Did you all see her video she put up a few hours ago of her wall hanging? Oh, my goodness, with Rose's kit. Her stick pin wall hanging. Ladies, go check it out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It is.
Hers done super fast. I'm still behind.
I don't even. I was lost for words. I was like, that is so stunning. It was absolutely gorgeous. She did such a good job.
Yeah, she did.
What time? What do you mean? What time? Oh no, I'm not doing what time is Sierra's live? Sierra, what time is that? I think is it around the same time that you normally do it?
Oh yeah, go on around 5
it's usually
Central Time, 6 Central Time. But Fiona, what time will you be on tomorrow?
Okay, if it's around, so it's 5 o'clock your time.
So my time, it's around like 3 or 4 usually.
Yeah, I thought so. It's usually around about 10 o'clock our time. Krista, it's usually 10 o'clock Australian time. Sometimes she goes a bit earlier and it'll be like, 9, 8, she's even gone as early as 8:30, but usually it's around about anywhere around that. So it's morning.
What time are you going on, Fiona?
Good night, Joyce. Hugs, sweetie. Sorry. I only just seen that. So I'm just putting the score tape on and then I'll just pin it down. Yeah, but Laurel's absolutely gorgeous stick pin wall hanging. I loved it. It was just, and it was so sweet when she said she made it for her sister.
Yeah.
It's adorable. I love it. So I
Paula
haven't.
said yes, it was gorgeous. I love that she made it too
Mm.
on the wall.
It was lovely. I loved how she cut out the little bits of lace to make like the pockets, and the pockets weren't, straight, or they were cut around the design. I really loved that. That just gave it so much beautiful dimension, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it turned out really great. Really great. What
She
time
really
will you
thought
be
outside
on
the box with
tomorrow?
that one.
Yeah. What time will you be on tomorrow? Are you gonna go live, or are you gonna?
No, I think I'll just do the video on and upload it on the alternative to do the Mod Podging. I think I'll just do a short video. And I said I got my first entry, and then remember what happened? Oh, you'll all laugh.
Yeah.
In my last video, I said that I got my first entry, and I was so excited. And it had been sitting there for a whole week. So I did this video of opening it, and as you know, my hands are killing me now. Because of my hands, I can't open. I want it, as most people do. You open the package. Well, I didn't want to fuss with the bubble wraps as well, so I opened that, and then I started. I couldn't believe it. It was a stamp set and some little beautiful pearl beads, multicolored pearl beads that I'd been waiting for how long, Sierra? A couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Well, it had been sitting there for a week. So it wasn't my first entry, but I have got my first entry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to video that tomorrow. I am excited about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was funny. That was hilarious when I opened it up and seen that it was the stamp set that I thought had never come.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I did do a video, and then I decided not to upload it because I think I called myself an idiot.
Oh no.
I was like, you idiot. That's not what you thought it was. Oh, no, not me. I'm not on tomorrow. It is Sierra that's on tomorrow, not me. Sierra's live is always Wednesday, which is Thursday our time, and then Laurel's is on Friday night, which is Saturday our time.
I know, Krista. I'm trying to talk Fiona into going live more. She's so talented and has so much to teach so many of us.
So there's the little pocket. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? I love that. Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah, that is really sweet. That's really
Look at that unicorn. That is adorable. I don't even think I need to embellish that page at all with anything. And here comes my mother. Okay. Sorry, Mum, but I can't answer the phone. Okay. So I might leave it at that. And I will see everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching me and encouraging me on my first live. And I will be working on this because this one needs to go all the way to the UK, and I really want to finish it. But as you know, my hands are a big struggle.
Yeah.
So I'll get there.
Really
I just work when I can.
Everybody loves it.
And thank you, Sierra, for joining me. You are just beautiful and encouraging me and helping me. It took me ages to work out. I didn't even know how to do it. Sarah had to talk me through every step.
You're fine. Anytime, you know.
So you ladies have a lovely afternoon or night, depending on where you are in the world. And thank you very much for joining me. And I will hopefully tomorrow with a quick little tutorial. It's really simple. And what an awesome way to use some really pretty wrapping papers and tissue papers and all sorts of things. So I'll work on that tomorrow after Sierra's live.
Okay. So just hit stop broadcasting when you're done.
Okay, I will do that. I'm getting there. You know what? I've got this pile all on my laptop.
Oh.
There we go. Bye for now, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.